The Ottoman Empire was a vast and complex realm. The story of how one man dared to embrace Christianity amidst the heart of its Islamic core is a truly compelling narrative. Let's dive into the fascinating tale of Ahmet the Calligrapher. Hatat Ahmet, also known as Christodoulus, was born in the 17th century in Constantinople, now Istanbul, the jewel of the Ottoman Empire. By the time he was born, the Ottomans had grown from a small Turkish principality into a formidable force that spanned 3 continents: Asia, Africa, and Europe. At its zenith, the Ottoman Empire was a beacon of cultural exchange, housing diverse communities of Muslims, Christians, and Jews. During Ahmed's lifetime, the empire was ruled by Sultan Mehmed IV, renowned as a patron of arts and architecture. The grandeur of the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, and the ornate Topkapi Palace still stand as testaments to this golden age. Yet beneath this glittering surface, the empire's rigid religious hierarchy was a challenge, especially for those outside of Islam. Non-Muslims were relegated to second-class status, restricted in their movements and occupations. Despite these challenges, the empire's religious tolerance was a point of fascination for many foreigners. Ambassadors and merchants from across Europe regularly noted the coexistence of different faiths within Ottoman borders. Although they often viewed this tolerance through a lens of suspicion, believing it was purely strategic on the part of the Ottomans. In this intricate cultural and religious mosaic, Ahmet carved out a notable niche for himself. Highly educated and a respected government official, he enjoyed a comfortable lifestyle, owning property and slaves. Among his slaves were 2 Russian women, a stark reminder of the empire's Eurasian expanse. These women, a young concubine and her older companion, were practicing Eastern Orthodox Christians. Their faith, a minority tradition in this predominantly Muslim world, became a pivotal point in Ahmet's journey. Now, understanding the role religion played in daily life back then is essential to grasping Ahmet's story. For Ottoman Muslims, practicing one's faith was not just a Sunday affair. Mosques weren't just houses of worship, but community centers and spaces for daily prayer. Government officials like Ahmet were expected not only to be knowledgeable about Islamic teachings, but also actively involved in religious affairs. They often supported mosque construction and ensured smooth communal practices. In the same vein, the Orthodox Christians in the empire, though a minority, were integral to the socio-cultural fabric. The Russian women in Ahmet's employ were part of a sizable community of Orthodox Greeks, each contributing to their faith's survival and propagation. As Ahmet observed these 2 women returning from church services, he noticed a stark contrast in their demeanors. What set them apart? It was their newfound tranquility. He saw them transform from ordinary women into seemingly serene individuals. It's important to note that the concept of serenity wasn't just about a lack of emotions, but about a deep inner peace that transcended external circumstances. This intrigued him, especially since he was well-versed in Islamic teachings that emphasized peace as a central tenet. He couldn't help but wonder what source this unearthly peace could be emanating from. The idea of Ahmet being a cultured man is crucial here. He wasn't just an Ottoman official. He was someone who appreciated the finer aspects of life. He's probably enjoying poetry, music, and art forms such as calligraphy. This cultural background equipped him with a sensitivity to subtleties, both in aesthetics and human behavior. It said this very perceptiveness that made him notice the significant internal changes in his slaves and consequently ignited his curiosity. It was through this curiosity that he decided to attend a divine liturgy service at the Church of the Holy Apostles. To do this was audacious. It was almost like an undercover operation. Back then, the idea of a high-ranking Muslim attending a Christian service was akin to a modern-day politician attending a religious service in a foreign country. It carried political undertones and risked straining interfaith relations. However, Ahmet was resolute. His thirst for understanding outweighed the potential risks. The church he visited, the Church of the Holy Apostles, was no ordinary place of worship. It was the seat of the ecumenical Patriarch of Constantinople, the spiritual leader of the Orthodox Christian world. Imagine walking into a grand cathedral, the air thick with incense and the murmur of prayers. Sunlight streams through stained glass windows, painting the floor with hues of red and blue. It was in this majestic setting that Ahmet experienced a transformative moment. As the Patriarch raised the lighted thrichary and decury, symbols of divine blessing in the Orthodox tradition, a powerful sight unfolded before him. Beams of light emanated from the patriarch's hands, touching every Christian present, imbuing them with a sense of God's favor. Yet, when he turned his head, he saw a stark absence of light. Those rays did not touch him. This wasn't just a visual spectacle. It was a profound spiritual revelation. It was as if the church itself was whispering to him, highlighting his outsider status. The significance of this event cannot be overstated. It wasn't just a mystical experience, but a catalyst for his spiritual awakening. This episode was a defining moment. It pushed him to the brink of a monumental decision. The image of that church service, with its radiant light and silent message, stayed with him. It ignited a flame of curiosity that soon turned into a roaring fire of conviction. After this event, Ahmet began to attend church services regularly, though it is unclear whether he revealed his true identity. Secretly observing, he must have marveled at the unity and peace he saw among the worshippers. He witnessed firsthand the strength and comfort their faith provided, a stark contrast to the conflicts and tensions he saw in the wider Muslim community. With each visit, his fascination grew. He engaged with the priests, asking questions, trying to grasp the essence of this faith that seemed to offer so much. As he delved deeper, his Muslim peers might have begun to notice subtle shifts in him. His conversations may have taken on a different tone. His demeanor could have seemed more tranquil, reflecting an inner peace they couldn't quite understand. Eventually, Ahmet's transformation culminated in a profound decision. He chose to abandon his former life and embrace Orthodox Christianity. He abandoned his title of Ahmet the Calligrapher and took on a new identity, Christodolos, the servant of Christ. It was a choice rooted in deep reflection and personal experience. The path to his baptism was likely fraught with internal conflict. He grappled with his old beliefs and the implications of his newfound faith. This phase of his life highlights the universality of faith struggles, reminding us that even in the face of societal pressure and personal cost, the pursuit of truth can lead to profound transformation. When he decided to be baptized, he most likely chose to be initiated into the faith in secrecy. Given the harsh penalties for abandoning Islam, this decision underscored the strength of his convictions. In embracing Christianity, he not only defied societal norms, but also risked his life. However, his story doesn't end with his baptism. His life was irrevocably changed, but his actions afterward were equally impactful. He started speaking openly about his Christian faith, a bold move that inevitably led to his discovery. It wasn't a matter of if he'd be found out, but when. His outspokenness served as a constant reminder of his apostasy, a fact that couldn't remain hidden forever. When his cover was blown, his arrest was swift, and his trial even faster. The charges against him were straightforward and severe apostasy. The Ottoman legal system didn't offer leniency in such cases. Conversion out of Islam was considered unforgivable. Still, Ahmet stood firm. When the court offered him a chance to recant, he refused. In the face of this, the Ottomans showed some mercy. They offered him a deal, promising to spare his life if he would renounce Christianity and return to Islam. But Ahmet wouldn't budge. He had tasted the depths of Christian faith, and there was no turning back. His unwavering stance led to his torture. The details of this are scarce, but it's evident that the Ottomans wanted him to recant. They used pain and suffering to break his spirit, hoping he'd abandon his new faith. Yet despite the physical and psychological torment, Ahmet didn't waver. Finally, on May 3, 1682, his fate was sealed. He was beheaded in public, a grim end to a life transformed by faith. Despite the tragic end, his legacy lived on. His story became a testament to the power of religious conviction and personal integrity. Today, he's venerated as a martyr, a symbol of unwavering faith in the face of persecution. His feast day, May 3rd, is a reminder not only of his death, but of his life's journey. The story of Ahmet the Calligrapher is more than a tale of individual bravery. It's a reflection of the complexities of religious life in the Ottoman Empire. It shows the difficulties faced by non-Muslims under the millet system and the rigid Islamic laws of the time. Though Ahmet's story was shaped by religious fervor and sacrifice, it also touches upon themes of cultural exchange and personal growth. His exposure to Russian culture and language, his attraction to Orthodox Christianity, and his eventual martyrdom are testaments to the cultural vibrancy of the Ottoman era. Sadly, the story of Ahmet the Calligrapher has remained largely unknown outside of Orthodox Christian circles. This is partly due to the scarcity of historical records and the fact that his story is primarily found in Christian hagiographies. Often considered separate from mainstream historical narratives, exploring the life of Ahmet the Calligrapher allows us to peer into a world often overlooked in discussions of early modern history. His life serves as a touchstone, reminding us of the richness and complexity of interfaith relations in a bygone era. And as we reflect on his journey, we're not just studying history. We're encountering a story that speaks to universal human experiences: faith, courage, and the relentless pursuit of truth. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.